as Benedict matches wits with Minister Exham at Castle Wolffort, and Roland risks the wrath of the Archduke at Twinsgate, Frederica embarks on her own mission. Under the false banner of the Consortium, she hides her forces, marching steadily toward the Byzantine Holy State. With the aid of Claris, she aims to gain entrance into the Source, that she might lead her people from their prison. Meanwhile, in the Rosellan village, Jerome has gathered his people to share the news of Frederica's exploits.
Everyone, listen well. We've received a missive from Lady Frederica. It seems House Wolffort has made good on their word, and taken the first steps toward a new future for Norzelia. Even now, Lady Frederica marches for the Source, where she intends to free our brothers and sisters from their prison.
So bold for one so young. Truly, she is her mother's daughter.
In her letter, she outlines the details of her plan. The road ahead of her is trying, but not impossible. However, she warns that failure may incite Hyzan's wrath, and asks that we flee for our own safety. Even now, she has only our best interests at heart.
Were this letter to fall into the wrong hands, the results would be grave indeed. She risked much to warn us.
What should we do, my lord? Prepare to flee?
Yes, at once. But I do not ask all of you to flee. Lady Frederica risks life and limb for us all. I would not let her do so alone. I intend to go to her. Whatever danger she may face, we face it together.
You may meet with the full wrath of Hyzan. Are you ready for that?
Aye. And I welcome any who are of the same mind to join me. I ask the rest to watch well over those who would stay behind. If we do not return, I ask you to survive. To live.
These bones aren't too brittle for another fight. It's time to pay the debt we owe the Wolfforts.
I'm with you. Norzelia will sing of the courage of the Roselle. We ain't letting you take all the glory, Jerome. You're gonna have to share it around.
The village will be in good hands while you're away. We won't let anyone do us harm.
Thank you, my friends. Those who would fight, take up your weapons and march. We make for Hyzant at once.
Aye!
I suspect soon we shall have a bird from Minister Exham bearing good news.
It shan't be long before the mines are under our dominion.
That's not my worry. I wonder whether the Wolfforts will obey.
They owe us their lives, and more besides. They wouldn't dare scorn all the Hierophant has given them.
Even if they had no great love for our nation? Even if they've cast aspersions on our past deeds?
I advise you to be cautious with your words. You edge dangerously close to heresy. And not even one of the Saintly Seven is immune from the goddess's judgment.
Of course. My apologies. Pray forget my foolishness.
So long as you understand. That being said, the Wolfforts have but recently come into their station. And the inexperienced often reach beyond their grasp.
Where are you going?
To ensure the city is in order. My intuition tells me something wicked stirs within her streets. My long years have attuned me to her pulse, and I can tell when it is quickened.
I'll handle the guards. Don't move a muscle, any of you. Don't even breathe. Hail! I am Claris of the Consortium. I bring goods for trade in the city, if you'll give me leave to pass.
Claris! Consortium's working you hard.
In these dangerous times, 'tis a privilege to be in such good employ. But you're worked even harder than I. Here, a small token of my appreciation.
You always have been a thoughtful man. Go on, then.
Wait. We cannot allow unscheduled goods into the city without inspection.
Fine. Guess there's no such thing as being too careful.
You needn't worry. Minister Kamsel of the Saintly Seven sent for these goods himself.
He did?
Oh, yes. Look closely, and you'll see.
What have you done? Ah! You snake! I must call for reinforcements!
Claris, are you all right?
My apologies. Luckily, mine was the only face they saw. Allow me to distract the troops. Use the opportunity to sneak into the source, my lady. Don't forget the explosives we packed away, either. We'd make poor guests without them.
You're going alone? You risk too much.
Ah, my lady. But you do not become a merchant of my standing without a little risk. Pray save your worry for yourself. I've wagered quite a great deal on your success, after all. And I abhor calculating losses.
Thank you, Claris. I promise this arrangement will give cause to celebrate before long.
We must hurry, or else Claris's bravery will be for naught.
Serenoa, pray, allow me to appeal to my people. Such is the duty passed down to me by my mother's deeds.
Of course. The audience is yours.
My fellow Roselle, I am Frederica Esfrost, daughter of Orlea, who led you and your forebears from the bonds of servitude 30 years ago.
I knew I recognized you from somewhere. You're the spitting image of her. What's Lady Orlea's flesh and blood doing in this goddess-forsaken prison?
I am here to free you from it. I would see the end of Hyzant's tyranny, alongside my betrothed, Lord of House Wolfort. Rise up and join us. Hyzant wavers even now, and the Roselle can be the gust of wind that topples them from their lofty heights.
You speak like her too. Same heartfelt words. But look where those got us.
We were lucky enough to be spared our lives once. They won't be so generous a second time.
We're still paying for our sins, for thinking the salt of the realm could be ours. The goddess will forgive us. She will. We only need suffer a short while longer.
Suffer? No! Don't swallow those lies!
Enough!
Minister Camsell, Claris, are you...
I'm sorry, my lady. I couldn't get away.
He has more resolve than a common merchant has a right to. Better men have broken under lesser interrogations than his. Still, I can always smell a rat. 'Twas only a matter of time before I caught the stench of rebellion. Led by none other than the Lady Frederica. I knew you could not change your nature. Your punishment shall be a lesson to your fellow sinners, just as your mother's once was.
I should have known. It was futile to resist.
Forgive us, goddess. It wasn't us that sinned.
No, it wasn't. And it never has been. The Roselle are guilty of naught but wanting the same freedom as others. You have been deceived by the goddess's lies. If my strength of conviction is not plain enough through words, then let my actions speak for me.
Heretics to the very last! Show them the full measure of the goddess's wrath! By the goddess, I shall not let heretics defile her sacred land! At my back, today we purge the sick...
Your cruelty has left the Roselle beaten and battered, bereft of the will even to anger at the injustice being done to them. However, today I will remind them. I will remind them they are worthy of more and reignite the courage within their hearts. Fight with me, friends! We march under the banner of freedom!
Shall
Come on, then. Allow me.
Defeat is not an option.
My turn.
I've been waiting for this!
Count on me. fight for peace.
I leave no survivors.
Feisty, aren't we? I'm old, not a pushover.
Now then.
Shall we?
For the honor of House Wolford.
Flee while you have the chance.
Count on me.
You won't beat me! To victory!
Shall we begin?
Go swift.
That'll do!
Where to next? Ready, set, I did it! I fight for peace. With the powers in me.
I leave no survivors.
Shall I?
Forward!
Come on, then. Stay out of my way. Out!
There are always consequences.
Flee while you have the chance.
Count on me. Get to bed with... I'm here to help. Ow, ow, ow!
Come at me!
Where to next? I shall do what I can. Make the most of this. Perfect. I fight for peace. Two actions. We will make our ideals reality.
There are always consequences.
Now then. You will not strike me. I mustn't give up hope.
the honor of House Wolford. Perish.
My turn. Let me put you out of your misery.
One more round. Just gotta do it. Well, congratulations are in order.
You won't beat me! You're in the way!
I leave no survivors.
For the greater good. Take that! For the people! Let the show begin!
Cool heads shall prevail.
Be at ease. Leave the rest to me.
I fight for peace. With the powers in me.
Purge the heretics!
I leave no survivors.
Impressed? Ha-ha!
Prepare yourselves.
You've left yourself open.
There is life in these old bones yet.
Forward!
There is life in these old bones yet. I will crush you! Uninvited guests!
You won't beat me! You're done! I love the battle.
This ain't pretty. This should do it.
Ready or not, here I come! I did it!
There are always consequences. I see you.
Let me heal your wounds.
Your wounds are healed. Much appreciated.
I fight for peace. Flame, heed my call!
My turn. Uninvited guests! Shall I?
For the honor of House Wolford. Perish.
There are always consequences.
Leave everything to me. Here goes!
It's only a flesh wound. Lay down your arms, Council. There'll be no quarter for those who insist on throwing their lives away.
You seem a worthy opponent. Before I skewer you on the end of my spear, tell...
Eridor Ballantyne, shield-bearer of House Wolfort.
Eridor Ballantyne, remember to bow your head when I deliver you to the goddess. Oh. This is it! I see you.
Out!
Shall we? I see you.
I shall do what I can. I'm behind you.
I owe you.
I fight for peace.
Do you intend?
No. I intend to realize the future she could not.
Free? You speak as if they were held here by force. They are here by the grace of divine will, to answer for their sins. Listen.
Shall I?
I will crush you! Uninvited guests!
Enough! Goddess, give me...
Defeat is not an option. Now, I end.
This ain't pretty. Well, that worked.
Admirable skill. Take that!
They got me.
For the greater good. Here you go.
Much appreciated.
I'm here to help. Here you go.
You're a lifesaver.
I'm here to help.
Come at me! Come on!
Enough!
Allow me. With the powers in me.
Shall we begin?
For one and all.
Much appreciated.
One step closer to our hope. Shall I? Ah! There is life in these old bones yet.
Face me if you dare. Uninvited guests! This will hurt.
No. Why would you give them the strength and not I?
Forward! Perish!
Come on, then. Well, that worked. I'm old, not a pushover.
For the greater good.
Come on! One more round.
I'm here to help.
I'll take you on! To victory!
Let me show you what I've learned. Yeah!
Cool heads shall prevail. This is what I do.
Just in time.
Prepare yourself. Farewell, my fist struck. I mustn't give up hope.
They brought a saint to his knees.
And in our name, have we won? Is freedom at hand?
But the goddess... Our sins will never be cleansed if we leave. We'll forever bear the brand of thieves.
There are no sins to answer for. There never were. They were lies, just as the rest of the goddess's teachings. I've read the legends put to parchment by my mother. The Roselle never sought to hoard the salt for their own. No. They meant to use it for the good of one and all. They meant to share the salt crystals with every nation. It was Hyzant who sought to hide the crystals from the world. It is they who bear the sin of greed.
I've heard this story before. From Lady Orlea's lips.
But it's just a legend, isn't it? A legend doesn't prove her teachings false.
Not without proof, leastways.
There is proof. It's been here this entire time. Ready the explosives. We must destroy the statue.
All set here, my lady. Just give the word.
Look well, my people. Behold the truth of the teaching's deception. Behold the lies of the goddess.
The statue! What is that?
There's something inside. What is that? A pillar?
It's a salt crystal. A huge one.
Now do you see? Our forebears brought this bounty from the earth to share it with the world. This is the salt pillar from the legend.
To all the peoples of Norzelia, we bequeath a great pillar of salt. It's just as our ancestors said, carved right here into the crystal.
This crystal was meant to be a boon to all. But Hyzant stole it and hid it away.
They blamed us for their greed. All this time we've been paying for the sins of another. The so-called truths of the Church were naught but twisted versions of reality.
Just so. This statue was as hollow as the goddess herself, naught but a pretty facade to hide an unspeakable sin. A sin that Hyzant must now answer for. A sin that the Hierophant must reconcile.
What is the meaning of this? The statue! What have you done? The heretics desecrate our holy land! Heathens. You will pay for this. Kill them all!
No!
They come in numbers, my lady. We'll be surrounded before long.
We've come too far to submit now. I won't leave my people behind.
Lady Frederica fought for us, and now we must fight for her!
She aims to free us. But now, we must free ourselves. Let's walk out of here, hand in hand.
To arms, everyone! Pick up what you can find! Today we bid farewell to the source! Aye!
My lord, the North Gate is under attack. Our soldiers cannot hold it. They ask for reinforcements at once.
What? What banner does our foe fly?
No banner, my lord. It's an army of Roselle. At their head is a youth named Jerome. He's spouting heresy, claiming he'll free his brethren from their bonds.
He came. Jerome is here.
Fortune smiles upon us, my lady. Where they once surrounded us, now they are beset on all sides. We have an opportunity.
Everyone, to the North Gate! We will join with Jerome and escape the capital.
On my honor as a Wolfort, my sword shall cut our way to freedom. With me! Aye! Goddess, protect me!